I'm Jessica, and this is Daebak K-Rambles, where a couple of friends review Korean dramas, and we are back with another 2021 drama. I didn't realize I was going to have 3 reviews in a row from 2021, but here we are. I have a couple of friends with me today. I am joined by Becky from Don't Sue Rebecca on TikTok /Drama Detours podcast. How are you, Becky?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for being here. And we are joined by Liliana from the Tea and Soju podcast. How are you, Liliana?
I'm doing well, thank you. So excited to record this one with you guys.
I know. We're going to be talking about Our Beloved Summer, which we have managed to rewatch and get in our system in the summertime, which was really nice, really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
What have you guys been watching lately besides, Our Beloved Summer on and off?
Well, I finished up The Prisoner of Beauty.
Well,
Loved it. I called it. It's going to be one of my top dramas for 2025. Like, I will say it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I also, right before we sat down to record, I finished up Feud, which is the Bai Lu Xianqi drama.
Yes.
That
Not so good.
it was
It's
no.
the one you said
The
I
thing
wouldn't
is-
like.
Oh, no, Becky, it's not your thing, but Xianqi and historicals aren't your thing anyways. I think if people just go in and think this is going to be like your straight up romance story, that's not what it's about. Think about the name. It's called Feud for a reason. There's a lot of misunderstanding, but it's actually done fairly well.
Okay.
And once everything kind of comes together, I feel like this is one of those where the second half is stronger than the first half.
Oh, people don't like that.
No, they don't.
People
They
can't handle
don't.
that.
I liked it. Is it going to be a top drama for me? Absolutely not. But I still think it was an okay kind of drama. And then I think I'm just watching Our Unwritten Soul, which is the K drama
Mhm.
with
Yes,
Park
I'm
Bo
watching that
Young.
one too.
And yeah, I think I'll say those. I've got a few more, but I think those are the 3. Well, now that 2 of them are finished, I'll have to start looking for some new stuff to sort of fill the gap, which we'll have because we'll have a dream within a dream starting. And I'm like, I'm
Oh,
ready
gosh.
for more Lee Yuning. I'm ready for more
Ugh.
Lee Yuning.
It's his year. It's his year. It's loaded.
Oh, and I'm so glad he's having it because he absolutely deserves it.
Mm-hmm. Becky, what do you got going on?
So Liliana influenced me to start The Prisoner of Beauty. And kid you not, destroyed my sleep schedule. But I'm not mad. I just I have to figure that out because the first night I started watching that drama, I think I stayed up till 3 a.m.
Oh.
I had watched 8 episodes straight. And then I had work the next day. It was a Sunday. And I was like, why did I do this to myself? But I love it. I adore it. But I definitely, it's not my normal genre.
Yeah.
And I'm having a really, really fun time with it. The other one I'm watching is Our Unwritten Soul. And I love that one too. It's so good. It's almost ending soon, but just a very healing drama. And then I was talking before, it's not really a drama, but I need everybody.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I will vouch for this movie. K-pop Demon Hunters was so good. It was so good to a point. It exceeded my expectations, but also just the writing, the style, it just had the perfect amount of if you watch K-dramas and like them, you'll love this because they just have, can I say a small, it's not even a spoiler, but it's just to get the people to watch it.
Okay.
They even put the business proposal song in the movie.
Mm-hmm. So Easter eggs
Doing
for
a
K-drama
slow-mo
fans.
song.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the male lead of Business
His aunt
Proposal
Hyesop, yeah.
is the voice actor for the guy in the movie. So it's really good, and I just need more people to watch it. So that's my little promo. You guys should watch it.
Okay. So we got really good plugs for Prisoner of Beauty and K-pop Demon Hunters, which is a kids movie on Netflix.
It's not a kids movie.
Netflix has categorized it as kids.
Listen, I don't even care. If you like Nimona or Into the Spider-Verse, it's very well done. So
Yeah, not
I'm a
saying
child.
it's
It's
not well
fine.
done. Just saying. Y'all are strung out over a kids movie. Okay, anyway, so we are going to talk about Our Beloved Summer. which is a very nice, chill, slice of life show. And I wanted to cover it because towards the beginning of the year when I was developing the lineup for season 6 of Daebak, I was like, damn, I really feel like rewatching Our Beloved Summer for some odd reason. I was like, oh, I'll just make it so that I watch it in the summertime, even though this was released in the wintertime. And I still feel like it was a good decision. So we're going to get into it, though. But before we do, if this is your first time listening, go ahead and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more. And if you like us, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That goes such a long way for us. Come and check us out on social media and stay up to date on our latest episodes, reviews, everything. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Daebak Pod, DAEBAKPOD. And lastly, if you're a fan, please consider becoming a patron. It's such a great way for you to get involved and show your support. You can check out the page on patreon.com/daebakpod. And shout out to our patrons, Janet, Curtis, Bale, Cindy, CD, Alana, Grace, Lorna, Sammy, Caitlin, Julia number 1, Michelle, Tanmei, Marta, Delphia, Maria, Sarah, Julia number 2, Pam, Angie, and Nadira. Thank you for being patrons and supporting the show. All right, without further ado, we're going to do non-spoiler and spoiler section for Our Beloved Summer, starting off with the My Drama List synopsis, which reads, years after filming a viral documentary in high school, 2 bickering ex-lovers get pulled back in front of the camera and into each other's lives. Woong seems naive and a free-spirited man, but he wants to have something for the first time in his life. For that, he shows what he holds in his mind. Yeon-soo aimed to become the top student at her school, but she is now an adult who lives fiercely, adapting to her reality. I don't even know what those like sentences are. They're basically just like working adults. He's a professional artist, and they get pulled back in to do a documentary again, a follow-up doc. The show is inspired by the webtoon Our Beloved Summer, which is by Lee Na-eun and Han Kyung-chal, which is a prequel story that depicts their high school days 10 years before the drama's timeline. It says here it's a different perspective from their past, including how they first met, grew on each other, and fell in love with each other. The webtoon has a story that doesn't show up in a drama sequel. Again, I don't know what that storyline is or what that characterization might be looking like that's different in the webtoon. Our Beloved Summer aired from December 2021 to January 2022, and it is 16 episodes long. Directed by Kim Yoon-jin, who also directed Tell Me That You Love Me, and that is it. That is all that the director has done. Yes.
I didn't know
That
it
is
was
shocking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is
'Cause
shocking
directing
to
is
me.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was like,
Read
whoa.
more.
The writer, Lee Na-eun, and she has written Mellow Movie, and that's it. Like, those are the only 2 things that this screenwriter has written, is Our Beloved Summer and Mellow Movie, also starring Choi Woo-shik. Have you guys seen Mellow Movie? I know that me and Liliana have seen a portion.
Started it.
I didn't want to cry.
Okay.
But also, I was seeing a lot of mixed reviews. Like, I remember, like, saying, ooh, I want to check this out. And, like, one of my friends wrote a paragraph and was like, listen, I really liked it. But honestly, it was, you know, they just were telling me I wouldn't like it. And I was like, okay, I won't watch it. Did you guys, like, finish it?
So I'm about halfway through it. And then, so what happened was we were going to watch and review it for Liliana's podcast,
Yeah.
Tea and Soju, and I think you came to me like a week before that we were gonna do the review, Liliana, and you were like, "Hey, how's it going? What's your watch looking like?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm like in episode 4 out of 10, you know, basically halfway. Why?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm not feeling this. Like, we need to switch gears here." And I was like, "Okay, that's
We need
fine.
to do something else.
We need to do something else."
Yeah.
So it was initially gonna be
Sometimes.
fully, you know, watched, and I probably will go back to it. I still have notes on it. But yeah, I can totally see how this was written by the same screenwriter.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's definitely stuff.
interesting.
I still have notes on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I intend to like go back, and I have really good notes on it.
So
as
do
well.
I. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a Mellow Movie, review at some point. But anyway, same screenwriter, Ina.
Yes.
And Our Beloved Summer stars Choi Woo-shik. As I said, he plays Chaeung, And he has been, it doesn't seem like it, but he's been in quite a bit. 17 TV shows, 15 movies. Movies like Secretly Greatly, Train to Busan from 2016, which there is a full deep dive review on the Daebak feed if you want to scroll back, because I covered that during spooky season last year. He's been in Okja, The Princess and the Matchmaker, The Witch, Part 1, The Subversion from 2018, which I really, really enjoyed. I still need to go back and watch Part 2. I freaking love that movie. And that is where he first worked with Kim Da-mi, his co-star in Our Beloved Summer. So this is a reunion for them. Choi Woo-shik has also been in Parasite, the Oscar-winning Parasite. He's been in Divine Fury, Time to Hunt, Wonderland. And then for television, I really remember him from Rooftop Prince from 2012. And then most recently, he's been in A Killer Paradox from 2024, which there is a review up on the Tea and Soju feed.
There is.
Is that a drama trio one? I can't remember, but
it is a drama trio.
Okay, yeah.
episode.
So we watched that one. We were not 100 on that one, and then Mellow Movie, obviously, like we just said, he stars in that one as well. It seems like he's got another drama that's going to drop this year in 2025 called Would You Marry Me? Fingers crossed that's good. It sounds like a romance. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys like Choi Woo-shik? How do you guys feel about him?
I do.
I love him. I think he is so talented, and I've been wanting to check out his most recent projects, but every time people are like, I don't think it's for you. And I'm like, you know what? Good to know. And then I just don't watch it. So like Killer Paradox, I remember I like had on my list. I was so excited. And then it came out and you're not going to
like it. I'll tell you right now, you're not going to like it.
I know. Well, that's the thing. People binge watch it and then they just talk about the full thing. Like no spoiler warnings, no nothing. And I just saw like something about it. And I said, oh, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Actually, I will not be supporting. But I think he's a very talented man. And I specifically, like I said, I love The Witch Subversion so much. I actually had a moment where I was getting like everyone to watch it. I was like, hey,
preaching the good word of
like
The Witch
literally
Part 1
logging into my Viki and making them watch the movie. And him and his co-star, Kim Da-mi, they're just phenomenal together. So like this project and, Our Beloved Summer, like them working together is just, it was so exciting to see. But I do want to check out more of his projects. Will check out the one you mentioned that's coming up. But lately they just haven't been appealing to me personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like him, but one of the things that I appreciate the most about him, it's the fact of how diverse his projects are, because he has this softest face, like he's got a baby face. A baby face, a soft face, and then he plays a character like he did in The Witch, and you're like, damn, like the man can really, he plays a great psycho character, but he also does a great golden retriever kind of character. So he's got range, which I can really, really appreciate in an actor, I think.
Yeah, he's my favorite soft boy. I love Choi Woo-shik, and I was really excited to watch him again in Our Beloved Summer. Kim Da-mi is his co-star. She plays Yeon-soo. She has not been, like, noticeably hasn't been in that many things. TV shows, four television shows, period, including Itaewon Class. That was the first thing she ever did for television. 9 puzzles recently this year. And then it looks like she's got another project coming out this year called Memories of Number 100 on JTBC. So it's not on Netflix, not on Disney Plus, regular network. And then we've got 6 movies from her, including The Witch Part 1, The Subversion, like I said, The Witch Part 2. It looks like she makes an appearance in that one, The Great Flood, and Soulmate. So yeah, kind of a newer face in K-drama land, but she's been in some bangers like Itaewon Class, which did gangbusters and is really well known. There's other people in this cast as well that is kind of like, oh, the second male lead is played by Kim Sung-chol, and like this person's played by so-and-so. And we can go on until, we got the whole cast down. But those are our main 2 in Our Beloved Summer. So at this point, we're going to ask, what did you think of Our Beloved Summer? How did you maybe, think about it on this rewatch or coming into do this podcast?
I think I enjoyed it. It's really nice to actually watch it in summertime because I feel like it's such a beautiful vibe. I still think this is one of the best directed K dramas that I've ever watched. It's just stunning to watch. The scenes that I like remembered are just as good like watching it a second time. Their chemistry, the character development, their relationship, I enjoyed all of those aspects. I will say the only thing, or one of the only things that I didn't really care for on a rewatch, I didn't really care for the rest of the cast. I was like, I think it's because I already knew the story, so rewatching it again, I was like, that part of the story doesn't really activate me that much anymore. But with our main couple, I still loved watching them and their story. And I had forgotten how the story kind of develops, anyways. I remembered like little key moments. But overall, I still enjoyed it as a rewatch. But like I said, I didn't navigate towards the secondary cast as much as I did the first time round.
Right. Becky?
Listen, I love this drama so much, almost too much, and I just have such an attachment to the characters, the storyline, the directing, the pacing. However, I think there is such a thing as watching a show too many times to when it comes to rewatching it. You're like, I don't care about these characters,
right.
Or like, I don't, and I think I got to that point because I have watched this show I don't even know how many times at this point.
Really?
It's like it's a comfort drama. So I would put it, I think maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe like 4 or 5 times perhaps.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, so I think it was a little lackluster for me this time just because it's such a comfort show to me, but I think I had watched it too recently to like really kind of see it from different perspectives. Although, I do just adore this show. The music,
oh my
God, it was nostalgic.
The OST
just
is
hearing
unassailable.
Chords.
Unassailable OST. It's like
listening
top 5.
To this,
yeah.
Listening to V sing again, I was just like, as he's coming out of the village, I'm just like, this is the perfect time for me to be doing this right now.
It was so nice to hear those songs again. It made me want to break out like my OST and my record player and just like, but I do love it. I always recommend it. The only thing is, if you are doing a rewatch, it is a slower drama. And I'll never forget because my first time watching this, I remember I was watching it ongoing and I paused it because like there was not really a lot going on. And, I was busy with life and stuff. And then I went back to it and I'm like, why did I ever pause this drama? But there all are lulls that make you want to know, like, so if you like fast-paced dramas or you like it, this is more of a relaxing comfort drama and I love it. But for me, the rewatch, it was still good. But that's my little confession.
Okay. No, it's not much of a confession because I'm there with you. I ate this drama up the first time that I watched it. I watched it, I think, as it was airing in 2021 into 2022. It was our second, pandemic holiday season and then into the new year. So I think it caught us at a really good time in our lives where we really were slowing down like as a society. And so I think maybe our attention spans were a little better several years ago than it is now.
Yeah.
I kind of want to say I felt that there was a lot that they probably could have cut out on this rewatch and it would have made the drama better.
Yeah.
And maybe 16 episodes was too much for what the story is. And I kind of was shocked because several months ago, this was already when I had decided I'm going to do Our Beloved Summer, I'm going to rewatch Our Beloved Summer. I found out that people didn't like Our Beloved Summer.
What?
Yes. I had been reading some discourse in the comment sections about Our Beloved Summer. It was getting a lot of slander, and I was kind of shocked that people didn't like it. And funny enough, the Koreans also didn't like it. So it had really disappointing ratings on domestic television, but it became widely popular internationally due to streaming. So this is another case of the Koreans were watching this, I think it was 3 to 5% average was the viewership. That is not good ratings at all. And I think the finale episode was the most that people had watched it at like 5.3%, 5.9% in Seoul. Nobody watched this in Korea. This was ranked like 17th, 19th, 20th, like around there for K-dramas that were airing. To set the scene, the next K-drama that became big right after this finished airing was Business Proposal. So you can see like around the same time what people were frenzied around. And Our Beloved Summer is a totally different pace. It is really freaking slow. It's almost like a dreamy, atmospheric slice of life show. And I loved it. On the rewatch, I still really, really liked it, but not as much as I did the first time. And I found somebody's comment, because you know how you can leave reviews in my drama list. So on this one, I decided to read the first couple. The first one was a good review. The second one said, "My beloved time, ... wasted." That's how they started their review. And I was like, expand. Like, quickly, I wanted to see what they said because it hit me very positively. I really liked this show. I thought it was super nostalgic. And, you know, summer refers to like the summer of your life, right?
Yeah.
I loved that concept. I loved the second chance romance. And I really, really enjoyed large swaths of the show, even on second watch. This person says, "I've never been as disappointed in a drama as I was with this one."
What in the world?
It started off well with beautiful cinematography and OSTs, fun plot, good actors. That's where it all ends. They said it after the first few episodes, it felt monotonous and repetitive. The lovey-dovey moments, thought out characters, fun bickering, they were missing depth is what they were saying. At any point, stop me and we can like talk through some of these accusations.
I didn't agree on that necessarily.
I think they went into a lot of it, especially with the flashbacks of how you got to see how each character handled all those emotions and everything that happened to them in the story. Like, I don't agree with that.
It says the trailers seemed fresh, nuanced, promise all this. Afterwards, everything was dull. Filler is what they said this drama was. The biggest issue was, despite all the love professions and cute moments, I didn't care for the couple very much. After showing us how Yeon-soo constantly broke up with him whenever she wanted, the immature miscommunications, the imbalances in the relationship, I just didn't want to see them together. So this person didn't even root for the main couple.
See, like, the relationship is real, though. Couples go through these things. It's realistic as, like, what is to happen. Liliana, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, there is, when you're thinking about the whole thing of she does just, I personally, and it hit me way more on this second rewatch, I personally hate couples that are just like, let's break up, let's get back together, let's break up, let's get back together. And the fact that she does just throw a breakup card constantly, and his friend next door is just like, just go and apologize, and there's like no real chatter between them, no real like communication in the past. In the flashbacks, I feel like there's a little bit more in the you know, current time. I feel like as they develop, they become better communicators with each other and they tell each other stuff that they didn't know before. And that's when you start to sort of root. I think but the thing is, by the end, I feel like they're still a work in progress in a relationship. And that's realistic, because a relationship at the end of the day is a constant work in progress. So I feel like saying, you know, yes, they're immature. They were kids. They were like, what, 16, 17 when they first started dating?
Well, they were older than that because they were seniors basically in high school, which means they were 18, 19 years old. And then they dated for 5 years. So they were around 25 years old.
Their brains weren't
When
fully
they
developed
broke
yet.
They still weren't full adults yet. I think they both had like levels of immaturity, and there's definitely a lot of character development that they both had to go through. But no, I will agree with Liliana and with like the whole her doing like if you don't say the specific things like I don't want to be with you, or like, you know, let's break up,
Yeah.
and that was a little annoying, especially because I want, like, you want to root for them, but then you see how immature she was in the past. But I mean, everyone grows and learns from their mistakes. So
This person said that it could have been a great healing drama, but instead they felt the opposite, like they were codependent, because Chaeyoung could only sleep with Yeon-soo by his side, and Yeon-soo felt empty without him. And I thought that was a really harsh accusation to level against the show.
yeah.
The fact that they called them codependent, I was like, okay, look, they had to basically face a lot of things on their own, individually, and then together. And to me, this person like really didn't like the first love aspect, because they are each other's first love and then they come back. It's a second chance romance type of deal. And they were like, it's okay to not stay with the person who was your first love. And absolutely, that's true. True in real life, true in K-drama land. But that's where the magic is that they were in the prime of their lives together, making mistakes, being flawed together. And there is that immaturity like we talked about. And then they break up. And when they get back together, they still have shit that they have to like get over.
Yeah.
I would say that the positive of this show is that it is brutally realistic in that sense. Did you guys feel like that was, you know, a pro to the show instead of a con?
I liked it. I think it's definitely a pro. I could I could see myself a little bit in the relationship aspect. Like, I've been together with my partner since I was 18. I'm now 32. Like, we've been together a really long time. The relationship we had when we were, you know, I was 18, he was 21. And the relationship we have now, where, you know, we're both in our 30s, is very different. We communicate so much different. And I think that's a pro to this show, because it does do that. They have, and actually, I feel like that breakup worked in their favor, because they were forced to sort of go and deal with their stuff. And that's something that I don't usually say. I don't usually like breakups in a show, but in this one it makes complete sense for them to do that. It is a pro that it is realistic, because K-dramas don't necessarily all the time have to be, you know, so far-fetched that you can't see characters being out there in the real world. And that is the case. Like, you could see these characters, this could be a story happening in real life, right? And people aren't gonna vibe, not everybody's gonna vibe with that. And I feel like what this commenter is saying is they didn't vibe with the couple. And if you're not gonna vibe with the couple, you're not gonna like this.
Couple. You're not just gonna like the show.
They said Yeon-soo and Eun were kind of boring, both in and out of the relationship. I didn't ever feel that they had that strong of a connection, and I never got why they kept breaking up and getting back together in the first place. Overall, their relationship just didn't work for me. And yes, they were cute during the end, but it doesn't make up for everything else.
I don't think this person's been in a relationship. Not to I'm just gonna say that. No, but this is a thing that like anyone would understand in a relationship. And that's why these dramas, you know, when you watch them, it's great to see character development. It's great to see communication. But every relationship has its ups and downs. Sometimes there's miscommunication. Sometimes you don't agree with one another. The biggest thing is talking that out, having that communication, and having an understanding of what your partner needs and helping them, but also them helping you. You know, that's the biggest thing. I liked Our Beloved Summer. Like, here's my thing. Okay.
I didn't mean to get you guys upset. Like, right off the bat.
No, this is interesting, because it's the first time I've ever heard someone say like that much negative things about this drama. And it's like engraved in my heart. So here's my thing. There are so many dramas where the couple gets together and then they break up for like the last 3 episodes, right? I think that is the stupidest thing. So I like this drama because we don't have to, like, we're seeing those flashbacks, but we're also seeing them build this whole new relationship, build a better version of themselves and grow with each other, which I adore. And I really think this commenter that's just like, oh, they're boring. They just, relationships can be boring.
Call me boring then, because this is
not all exciting.
This is literally me. I go to work, I come home. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want?
And like, even if it's a show that they're looking for excitement, I mean, I'm pretty sure is the tag slice of life, or like it's a nice healing, like it's just not supposed to be like riveting. Like, is there supposed to be like cheating
This
and like
isn't
crazy
like a plot
stuff going
heavy show.
on?
First of all, I am a plot
Absolutely
person.
not.
I am a plot person. This is not a plot heavy show. Okay.
This is vibes.
Yes, this is a lot of
It's just
vibes. The genres listed in my drama list are romance, life, youth, drama.
There you go. That's
The tags are lovers reunited, second chance romance, high school sweethearts, character development, first love, healing, flashback to past, love/hate relationship, interview, and coming of age. So those are the tags that my drama list has.
I think interview was just thrown in there.
Yeah, I've never like, I need to click on interview and see what other dramas are under
Somebody
that tag.
asked me my favorite type of drama. I go,
Ooh, the
I
interview
love those
dramas.
interview dramas. The interview dramas are my favorite.
Bro. So, if you had to give an elevator pitch to someone who's on the fence about watching Our Beloved Summer, what would your pitch be?
I think my elevator pitch would be two people, second chance romance, because you got to throw that out there straight
Yeah,
away.
You have to like list the tropes.
Yeah, second chance romance with two flawed people on a road to make themselves better. Something along those lines, I would
Very
say.
nice. I like that. I feel like mine would be more like trying to rope. So this is my pitch, you know, I'd be like, okay, you like enemies to lovers, right? Absolutely. What if they already dated before that and then they broke up, met again, but obviously they're not on the same page anymore. He hates her. She's just trying to, well, if I say work with him, that's kind of a spoiler. Anyways, right? So they end up going back into each other's lives and they have all grown significantly from when they dated, and they get to learn about the person that their first love and how much they've grown and changed and grow and love the new version of them.
I like that too.
It's beautiful.
I love the documentary aspect of the show. That was pretty unique when it first came out. And so the concept of the documentary and the thesis, I guess, of the whole show is that it's the ordinary moments, the mundane moments in life that make up our story. And sometimes you have to take a step back and be the documentarian and say, wow, sometimes I can't see it because I'm in the middle of this shit. But like, this is my life. These are the best parts of my life. And it is the everyday moments where I'm going to see my friend who owns a pub and she's trying to get business going, and it's when I am out here watering my front lawn and my flower beds, and it's when I'm peeling onions for my parents' restaurant business, and it's super
Cutting up zucchini too big and putting it in soup.
Yes, it's chopping, being in a complete daze, being strung out over this guy and chopping zucchini too large to put in soup, but doing it anyway. Those are the moments that make life interesting and fun, and that's what you remember. And that would be in my documentary too. You know, all of us would have a really boring, quote unquote, documentary if they made one about us. And the story is there. It's really simple. And I like it. Each episode sometimes has the name of a movie attached to it, which sometimes doesn't have anything to do with the movie that like it's referencing, but that's fine. It's all for cute show. It has Swarovski, flip phones, Subway, product placement. I mean, all the good stuff.
A classic K-drama.
Classy. It's a classic K-drama. And it's slow, and I think it probably works best when you don't binge the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's definitely, it's not a binge watch because, you know, there's no cliffhangers at the end of every episode that you're like, I need to know what happens next. It's kind of just, it's something you watch slow paced. But I want to go back to what you said about if they made Our Lives documentaries, because we spend most of our time watching shows.
Literally.
So it would literally just be us watching shows. That's it.
Watching TV, yelling at the screen, falling asleep watching a show.
Like this reminds me, this conversation, and back to what that commenter was saying about like how boring it is and whatnot, and specifically about like relationships being boring and whatnot. There's this thing, this is completely off base, but it's also related. There was this series on TikTok about this creator who was he does skits, right? And one of the skits was about this woman who had just come home and talked to her husband about what they were going to cook for dinner and how her day was. And it's like the most mundane things ever, right? And tons of, you could see the difference, like women and even men, but mostly women, all in the comments were just like, this is the dream. This is the dream. Because you're just coming home to talk about whether it's your partner, whether, you know, it's your roommate, your sister, whoever you live with, you're just coming home to somebody to talk about your day and whatnot. And isn't that like the most mundane yet wonderful thing?
It's precious.
So
and then we do this
exactly
365 days a year.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. Like, some of these K-dramas, I feel like that was a really harsh like review of it. And
that was crazy.
They probably should have just dropped it. Some people just don't. They don't drop drama, so they keep going. And then they're like, really, they hate watch it. So I don't like hate watching. But anyway.
No.
We're going to give our scores, and then we're going to get into the spoiler section, which, again, this is a very slice of life, mundane drama. Not much to spoil, but we'll get into it. So how many Soju bottles would you give Our Beloved Summer?
Oh, I've been thinking about this. Because, like, if it was my first watch, I would have probably been like, I don't know, 4.5 or something along those lines, because I loved it so much. But nowadays, I feel like it's more like a 3.5, 4 soju bottles, around about that. Probably like a 3.5, I would say, for me.
Yeah, I would say about the same. I think what Liliana said earlier on, just about how like some of the characters, you're just like, I don't like you, actually. So just skip their scenes because you're like, I just, you know. So I think that was me in my rewatch. I was just like, I don't think I ever liked this character. So why am I watching a scene with only them in it, you know, and then just kind of skipping through it. But I still love the message of, you know, finding who you are again and having that second chance romance and also creating new memories. But you know, getting to see those flashbacks with the old and seeing how much they've grown as individual people and then seeing them grow together.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go on the higher side because it's only half a soju, but I'll give it 4 out of 5 soju bottles. That is what I gave it when I initially watched the show. And I'll just go ahead and give it the same thing now. I think the things that bothered me back then are probably not the same things that bothered me now, so it's probably going to shake out the same anyway. But it definitely made me nostalgic for a time, or it romanticized high school and university years in a way that I have never done in my own life, which is strange to say, but I don't want to. People are like, don't you miss high school? Fuck no, I do not miss high school. I don't miss college. Like, I don't miss that time at all. But this show is made me very sentimental for that time in my life, even though it looks wildly different for these characters. And I think this show captured the essence of youth, the playfulness of it, and these characters are extremely flawed, but it was worth it to see them work through their issues. You know, This show has a lot of like themes of abandonment and feelings of inferiority. Like, how are you going to get through those feelings and heal through that when you still want to be with the person that you're like messing things up with because of these issues? So it's tough. I love that the docuseries had the flavor of When Harry Met Sally, which is like my favorite rom-com of all time. It does the same thing as When Harry Met Sally. And I just think it had a beautiful vibe.
Yeah.
Beautiful
I agree.
vibe. So 4 out of 5 Soju bottles. And with that, we are going to talk about spoilers for Our Beloved Summer.
Excuse me, 뭐라고?
아이, 괜찮아.
Yeah, no, I have no tingle.
Oh, sorry.
Swear, discoursing shit.
Okay, we're on the other side of spoilers, so we are going to spoil whatever is left of Our Beloved Summer. Like I said, it's pretty simple story setup, but I have here in episode 1, which is titled I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, it has nothing to do with the, hook-wielding mass murderer like I Know What You Did Last Summer does, but we'll get into this nostalgia-ridden 2011 that they have going on here, because that's where we start our story. And we find out a lot about our two characters. Something that was kind of irking me in a lot of the comments was like people didn't, when I say a lot of the comments, I mean like all over social media and of course riddled through this MDL comment review that I read in the non-spoiler section, people didn't understand why Yeon-soo like would break up with him in the past. Like, why even break up? It's been 5 years. You've gone through ups and downs. You've broken up on and off. You're the on and off couple. And finally you decide to like end it. Why? And in episode 1, like we get so much of their essence and their characters just when they're doing these flashback sequences. And he says, our male lead says, what bothers him most is selfish people. And she says to rebut that, because they're doing like these interviews like side by side. It's so messy. So she says, people who cause trouble for others. If you want to fail, then go fail on your own. Why do you have to drag others down with you? Which in that moment, she's doing that as like a barb to him because he's a slacker in school. He's an academic slacker. But this comes into play later because she feels that way about everybody, including herself. She doesn't want to drag others down to her misery, her level, her struggles. She considers it a failure if she has an audience to watch her fail.
Yeah.
And so that's literally like you're given kind of the reason right off the bat in these little back and forths that they have in the docuseries. And he says, all I want is a peaceful life. Well, if all hell is breaking loose in her life, why would she drag her little boyfriend who's really soft, doesn't like to do any work, doesn't want to have a hard life. He wants to live a peaceful life. Like, she's not going to drag that oaf down with her. I had a lot of grace for her the first time around, and I had a little bit less grace for her this second time around, especially her like antics in the present day. What is seen as the present day. I was like, I don't know. She's grown. She should know better. But when she was younger and the reason why they broke up, I totally understood it. How did you guys feel about their breakup?
I think I didn't mind it, and it's also because they are very, very different characters from each other, right? Their belief systems are very different and their backgrounds are very different, and they are kind of reflections of what life has kind of brought them. So it's kind of one of those situations where you're looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't agree with you, but I can see why you're making the decisions that you're making.
Yeah,
and that is
exactly.
a very important distinction to make. A lot of people just like throw, oh, but I would have done this and I would have done that. Yes, but you don't have the life experience that character has. So your actions are obviously going to be different. So it's definitely one of those situations where I always think, I don't like what you're doing. I don't agree with it, but I can understand why you're doing it. She was struggling. She was truly struggling, and she doesn't want other people to see her struggle. She doesn't want other people to see her failing at what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's so prideful. She's
so
prideful.
prideful.
She's so stubborn.
She doesn't want to be vulnerable.
Mhm.
She doesn't want to expose the
Weakness.
facade that she's doing, and her weaknesses, definitely, because she's such a strong character. And you see in the beginning her belief system and how she's like, I'm gonna be someone, I'm gonna be great, I'm gonna, and then as things pan out, she's like, this isn't I don't want people to see this.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's even more obvious later on. This is like a quote from very much later on. It's from episode 13, but they've gotten together and everything. And she just says, I always have to be more careful at times like these because misery often comes disguised as happiness. And you're thinking, that encapsulates her character, doesn't it?
She's like in fight or flight all the time.
Exactly.
All the
Constantly. And that is very draining on a person to be like that all the time. Now imagine having to bring somebody else into that who isn't like that at all and who is very different from you and just kind of rolls
Very
with the
secure.
punches. So, I completely understood where she was coming from, even though I don't necessarily agree with her actions or her decisions. And the thing is, like, a lot of people will argue for, well, if she had just explained to him that,
Right, like, just
what was
communicate.
happening.
Yeah.
Just communicate. Yes, but that is the whole point. She doesn't want to communicate because she doesn't want to be in that position. She doesn't want him to see that from her. So, because she's always been seen as this very smart, intelligent girl who has everything together and everything, like, her life is all together. So, what is she going to do?
Yeah.
So yeah.
There was that flashback sequence, which I paid a little more attention to this time around, where I think she had some friends in middle school or high school who would often ask her to go out with them for lunch or go to the convenience store or whatever. And she would always be like, no, thank you. It's fine. Thank you for inviting me, but no. And they would bring her back a little like banana milk or what have you, little snacks that she could have. And she overhears them one day talking shit about her and saying, oh, she never says yes to coming with us, and then she never gets us anything, even though we get her snacks and we get her all these things when we go out, and she never gets us anything in return. And there was another girl in that group that was like, yeah, but we never, like, she doesn't ask us to bring her anything from these stores. Like, we're just doing it of our own volition. But there is this the concept of reciprocity is brought up here, even in the flashback sequence, where she cannot give what is customary or what is seen as like the bare minimum for other people in society. Like, there should be a give and take. And if they bring her something, she should also bring them something the next time. And she doesn't. She's so poor that she can't even do that in middle school and in school. Yeah. And that plays out in their relationship too, because he is very giving toward her. He is so sweet toward her. And she never reciprocates in the same way, shape, or form. She does it in her own way. Like, they have different love languages, sure. But when she has to kind of like shore up, her grandmother got sick and then her uncle's debts are being called in and they like overturn her entire apartment and things are going haywire in her life. She totally can't reciprocate anything that he could have given to her in this time period. She doesn't like to owe people.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very important scene. And I don't know if you guys picked up on any other little things that really, spoke to her character.
I think you can see where she's coming from, even the scene when right before they break up, right? And you get to see her practice in the mirror saying to him, I want to break up with you. And it's just like she had to say it so many times in front of the mirror so that she would be able to carry that out to say it to him without any emotion. And then she turns around and you can see all the emotion kind of hit her at once. And I feel like that's what she is. She hides a lot behind all of these walls that she builds. And it's really, really difficult to get through to her. But he does it in, he kind of just blunders his way through into her life.
Just disarms her so easily, and he doesn't even realize he's doing it. So it's just kind of what's special about them. Becky?
Liliana, when you said that, it just made me realize. So you said she had to practice it so many times in the mirror to say it. Do you know who else practiced something so many times to do? Our man, when he was going to spray water and throw salt. They were like, he practiced so many times to do this. And I just love that.
That's true.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
So,
But she's really pitiful, I think, in her younger years, and also kind of hard to like because she is so gruff. She is so aggressive. And her grandmother says being hot-tempered is a must when you're poor. Don't let others look down on you. It's armor. It's all armor that she needs to survive because people are, even when she wasn't even doing anything, people are like talking shit about her. You know, just her manner was upsetting to them, and pride and keeping what little dignity she had was everything to her. I thought that was important. And she's so petty. I love that she's petty, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that she's petty.
It's the best part. And then they're both petty to each
They
other.
are.
Like, it's
He's
not
so
just
petty.
her.
Yeah.
It's like a petty off.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
Yeah, I think he is really petty as well. That's that scene, and I think there was a story in episode 3, which is called 10 Things I Hate About You. It's like uncovering all of the little things that make them horrible.
It's one. I'm just gonna drop that. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. Just gonna.
It is.
It's a
love
good
it.
one.
I love 10
Yeah.
Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I do too. But he's petty as shit because when he was a kid, he was trying to get back at the second male lead, the other own character. He was like, oh, I'll give him shaved ice with peaches on top because he's allergic to peaches. Hello, they're both allergic to peaches. And they both get sent to the emergency room. And this like is a huge, like you could say it's a red flag, but it's also just like he is so petty that he's willing. The second male lead says he's a type who is willing to endure his own pain if it means he can make others suffer just as badly, if not worse. And the fact that he himself was also allergic to peaches and eating shaved ice with peaches just to get back at this other guy. I mean, honestly, that's him as a child.
Yeah. He gets so much worse as an adult.
It grows. It's like gross.
Yeah.
I will say, I do appreciate the fact that the pettiness never goes away between them. It's like a constant. And I really enjoy that because it makes their relationship fun and it makes their banter really good between each other.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. I like that there's nobody in his drawings. He never draws people. And when they ask him about it in episode 1, he says, I love things that don't change, but people change or disappear over time. That's why there are no people or time in my works, which is a very beautiful, poetic thought. But it also stems from he was abandoned as a child. And he doesn't like impermanence and fickleness of people and the way that he can just be abandoned. And the breakup was really severe for him, but it's because he has abandonment issues.
Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of people will crap on our female. She didn't know any of this.
No.
Like, she didn't know.
She had no idea.
She had no idea this was a thing. Because, like, his mum speaks to her and she says to Yeon-soo, he took the breakup really, really badly. Like, he took it really badly. And she's like, to her, you know, it does affect her as well. It's just in different ways than it affects him. He kind of almost shuts down.
He goes catatonic.
Whereas she just diverts the energy into something else. And it's just different ways of dealing with pain and with life. And I think that's a thing that this show is actually quite good as well, is that like showing how people deal with different situations. You know, and this one's quite obvious about that.
She is also very selfish, and I feel like that plays into they were together for 5 years and she never delved into his childhood, never asked about him growing up, maybe poked around in such a way where he would feel comfortable with telling her, hey, I've had nightmares since I was a child about being abandoned in the streets. And I know that whoever I am looking for is not my parents. And, you know, I know that I'm adopted.
But also, like, if you look on the other side, it's what we were talking about earlier about being reciprocal. And I think she doesn't poke because she herself does not want to
Exactly.
be poked.
Yes.
So I think that's one of the biggest things
Yeah,
about her
that's
character.
exactly it.
And what it is it's not that she doesn't want to know. It's not that she doesn't like him. It's not that she doesn't love him. It's that she herself does not want to talk about her past. And if he talks about it, then there's going to be, you know, or if she digs into his, then there's going to be a want for him to, you know, for her to reciprocate that, and she doesn't want to do it. So I think that's what it is about, you know, those characters.
And I also feel there was just a couple of episodes where they were going into they're each, but especially him, he's very avoidant. He loves to run away from things, anything that's hard, anything that he doesn't feel like doing. He just, ever since he was a child, like they show that flashback scene of him like literally in a tree, sitting in a tree to get away from doing a presentation in front of the class. And I think the thing that sticks out to me the most is that he didn't want to deal with the plagiarizing rival artist in like the beginning of the show. And to me, that would be like number one on my to-do list would be takedown of this dude who's like infringing on my copyright, on my artistic integrity, because he's swearing up and down that he originated this style or that he started it first and that I copied him, all these lies, all this slander. And I would not let that slide. He was letting it slide.
He was.
Yeah. I think that really shows. I mean, he's very avoidant, but so can she be. When they both met at the library because they were trying to avoid each other.
Yes.
Like, but yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. I quite liked, speaking of the artists, the plagiarizing artists, that he was going to go to the opening party or something for that company or that project. And Taewoong doesn't have a suit. So he goes and enlists NJ, the K-pop star, to help him buy a suit. And I just love that little shopping trip. I thought it was so cute that he was like, yeah, I got to go do something. Don't worry about it. And like on his own goes to get the suit and figure it out. And he shows up looking fresh and like hair off of his forehead type of deal. I just liked it. I thought it was so cute that he was like, I need to be a grown up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he literally, he was like, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I think that embarrassment and betrayal that he felt when that artist was there at that same event. And he was like, hey, we're going to be having like that friendly competition. And I guess we'll figure it out then. And he's like, what? You're doing this project too? And it was so rude, so horrible of that other guy.
Disrespectful.
So disrespectful. Ugh. But yeah, a couple of those characters, it was Lee Jin-hyuk, who plays like the leader of that project or whatever. He has had a really good year. He was most recently with Soji Sub in that drama Mercy for None. I think he was in that.
Ooh, I still need to watch that.
So do I.
He was in Love Scout.
Love Scout. Yeah.
My heart.
Gosh.
Artist Nua was played by Kwak Dong-young, who, of course, has been in a lot of things. I don't even know. It's okay to not be okay. He was like the flasher.
He was.
Show.
The fact that's what you're
That's
like,
because-
that's the name, that's the title of what he was in that
But
drama.
that's because I watched it several months ago for the podcast.
He was also in Vincenzo.
Yes,
he
thank
played,
you,
yeah.
Vincenzo, which is also, we have an episode on the feed, but a lot of like collecting Pokemon kind of deal in this show. She hates being poor, and in episode 6, like we get a lot more of that, and I think it was interesting to see how he approached school, which was very important to her, and like she helps him get in to college. Even though clearly he's not the student type at all, not the academic that she wants him to be. But, you know, she helped him get in and he helped her loosen up in life, be a little less severe to everybody, even though she is like naturally so abrupt and mean to people. They would, oh my God, there's like a little scene, I think in episode 6 as well, where flashback scene, he shows up early to her house and she comes out the front door and he's just there looking all like eager and sweet and awkward. And he carries her book bag. Do you like remember that scene? Oh my God. I don't know. Him taking some weight off of her book bag as she's wearing it. It's adorable. Yeah.
It's adorable.
Really cute.
But he was just so unbothered. And everything about her was, she was bothered by everything.
True.
And he just wanted this stress-free life, wanted to bask in the sunlight. And then she is on the struggle bus. I think that was a huge reason why they broke up as well, is that she saw him kind of getting things handed to him. Right. In school, there was that professor that was like, hey, like, go on this study abroad trip. I'm going to recommend you for it. You know, you can level up your art and all this stuff. It's going to be really good for you. It's a super lucrative opportunity. And he was just not interested. He was like, leave the opportunity for somebody who really wants it. He had no interest in turning his passion for art into any kind of vocation, any kind of paying gig. And meanwhile, her greatest ambition was to live an ordinary life like everybody else, get a job, make enough money to support her grandmother.
And I think, like, to add to your point, it shows, like, because he can fall back on his parents, right? He has that cushy fallback, whereas she sees school as the only way to get out. School is going to be her only option to make something of herself. And that's why she takes it so seriously, because this is like her one chance.
Yeah, it's serious as a heart attack.
One only way. Yeah. Whereas he could literally have a cushy life. His parents own all of these places.
He
his
doesn't
parents,
even care.
Yeah.
And his parents don't push him to care either. His parents are just like, we just want you to be happy. They are like, whereas for her, she doesn't have anything or anyone to fall back on. She has to do it herself.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. I thought it was a little, like, she crumbled when he said, she was like, oh, I'm applying for jobs. I got to find a job and all this stuff. And he was like, oh, I thought you'd do something more than that. Implying her dreams were pretty small.
Yeah.
Like, she had a small mind about what she wanted to make of herself and what she wanted to do for the rest of her life. And it was just to be like a company woman, to get a full-time gig and not have to worry about money anymore. And he was like, oh, that's it?
Yeah.
he was a bit judgy. He was a bit judgy there.
Yeah. I do want to say, though, what you touched on before, saying that he helped her loosen up and she kind of helped him too in ways to, like, kind of grow up and start being an adult and stuff. But there's a moment I just love this moment where, like, you see these flashbacks and he is just like, can we do this? Can we do this? And she's like, nope, I'm busy. Nope, I have to do this. Nope, I'm doing that. But then you still see those moments where she takes the time to show she cares. And that's when he's like, oh, I want to see the cherry blossoms. And she's like, no, I have something else to do. And then she sees him sitting there and opens her hand, and it's just a bunch of cherry blossoms falling on him.
That means she had to go and collect the cherry blossoms.
She brought the cherry blossoms to him to give him that experience because she was too busy and she had too much to do, but she still wanted to make him happy and show that she cares.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really magical moment because she doesn't have a romantic bone in her body.
Absolutely
Evidently.
not.
No.
Like, if my boyfriend was like, let's go see the cherry blossom, he's so sensitive. He's such an incredibly feeling individual. He's so obviously a creative.
He's an artist.
He's an artist. Like, he's sitting there by lamplight, drawing building exteriors to the tune of Christmas Tree by B. Like, it is the most, like, surreal, dreamy thing you can think of. And she's over here, like, going to her marketing agency job every day, and she's like, it's pretty sucky, but at least it pays the bills. You know, they're two very different personalities. She's very pragmatic and he's just not. She's like, I'm busy, and he's like, let's go see the cherry blossoms. It's the last day to see them. And it, I think if I was her, I would have obviously gone to see the cherry blossoms with my Choi Woo-shik boyfriend, but you know, she had other priorities. Their realities, like Liliana said, were very different.
But opposites attract.
Yeah. But he did make her feel small. And she had a crazy inferiority complex that she could not shake in her younger years. So I like that she talks about her job, though, in episode 6. She says, it's not demanding enough to challenge me, not exactly fun either. So basically saying she's unfulfilled working this dull job, which is, I think, what he was getting at when they were younger. And she was saying, oh, I just need to apply for a job. I just need to get a full-time job. And he was like, that's it. Because it was never going to be fulfilling for her, right? It wasn't going to fill her cup. And that's what he was getting at. But he said it in a really mean way, I thought. He was like, that's it. Anyway, her friend, though, which I wish there was more of her friend, the pub owner friend.
Yeah, she was fun.
She was fun. She had a great perspective. And she saw right through that bitch. She said, which this is the female lead quoting her friend. She says, you said that my eyes looked empty and soulless. There was nothing in them. And I was like, ooh, have you ever had a friend tell you your eyes were soulless?
That's pretty
No,
rude.
and I hope I don't.
That is a crazy ass friend. And then she's still friends with her. And she was talking about the look in his eyes when he was doing the art at the exhibition, at the opening of that like building or whatever the hell. And she was saying his eyes were so animated. They were so full of life. You could feel all this passion that he had. Yeah. And she was jealous. Yeah. And she says, while he was working on improving himself, there I was, stagnant and busy, making ends meet with the soulless eyes of mine. Yep, even I would think I'm pathetic. So she was having a little pity party. But she was on to something with that. Even though he was a bum in their younger years and he had no drive, no passion for any money-making endeavor, he did end up turning his passion into a career. And he is incredibly fulfilled, passionate about what he does every day. So I thought that that was really a tangible moment where she was like, wow, I need to work on myself.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love character growth.
Yeah. I like that. I think at the end of episode 6, which I guess I had a lot of notes for episode 6, he goes to her house and she's a little bit drunk after having this like revelation that she's so unfulfilled with her day job. He basically asks her how she's doing. He's like genuinely like, how are you doing? And it makes her cry.
Yeah. Because she probably doesn't remember the last time somebody asked her that and like actually meant it. And I feel like that's such a relatable thing to real life, isn't it? Because a lot of people in your life will ask, how are you doing? But they don't actually mean, how are you doing? Like genuinely, how are you doing? Tell me. And that's there's a difference. There's definitely a difference. So I think him asking and specifically coming from him, it was like, especially after her having all of these realizations throughout the episode, she's just like, I can sort of break down. She feels free enough to sort of break down in front of him. And I think that's such a big moment. Yeah, she's also drunk. True. She's also drunk. But even saying that, it's still like, for her to be able to do that, to be even a little bit vulnerable, was really good to see, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to skip ahead to episode 8, which is the before sunset episode. And what happens is there's this random sun shower. It's the vacation episode where they rent the house in the forest. And again, random sun shower. And he shows up to rescue her with an umbrella. And they finally kiss in the rain.
But you need to like set up this kiss scene because this
cinema.
scene is
talk to me.
Stunning.
Talk to me.
So, first of all, I feel like they've been building this tension for episodes now, and I feel like this is where it all blows up. And it is a culmination of ridiculously good acting in this scene, and the directing in this is chef's kiss. The fact that they're like kind of almost arguing and they are, they kind of step closer, and she says to him, "Do you want me to go?" And she repeats it a couple of times. She's like, "Do you want me to go?" And he does not reply. Like, he just kisses her. And it's the first time, not only that we see that kiss, we see every single kiss before in a montage.
Best choice
and it
I've
was
ever seen.
so unique. I had never really seen anything like that. You have V crooning in the background, and I'm just like, oh my God, this to me is one of the best scenes in the whole show. It is the scene that I come back to, and that as soon as I remember our beloved summer, that's the scene I remember, because it is just so incredibly well shot. The rain shower, it is perfect, because you have the culmination of the rain with the sun, with them, with the OST. It is just stunning, stunning. It is honestly one of my favorite scenes in the whole show.
I agree. It was so beautiful, so well done.
Same.
They purposely left out the kiss scenes.
That's what I was just gonna say, because every single flashback, like, we're seeing these parts, but we're just seeing these parts, and that's what we're taking them in. But then we see every single flashback, every single scene that we saw, there's like a tender, beautiful kiss that they omitted from us, so we wouldn't know that that's what if they like were bickering and arguing and then they have a kiss afterwards. We didn't see that. We just saw the bickering, and now we're starting to see this love that they erased from all those flashbacks.
Exactly.
Which was rude, but also it was such an amazing
You
moment,
kind of had a
and, like,
feeling
the
that they were
buildup
there.
was phenomenal. Yeah.
You kind of had a feeling that they were there, but like it was something else to see them all together in that montage, just one after the other. And it is like to me, it was like coming home, like for them to, they haven't touched each other in that way in like 5 years or something like that. They're now grown, different stages in their lives, and they have all this drama, all these things left unsaid, and then they just kiss, and it's like comes flooding back. It has to be similar for them, the characters, this experience that we are getting as the audience, that like they're trying to push all of these intimate moments outside of their brains and not remember all the good things, all the good parts of their relationship, because they're mad at each other and they're petty and they're just flawed people. But as soon as they let go and you get this kiss in the rain and all of these beautiful little kiss scenes come back, and it's so tender. And again, like the smell of youth all over it. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
The shift in the show. It's like the biggest, I would say, it's like the biggest shift in their relationship. And it's like a dam breaking all at once, I think.
Yeah, that's
so. Yeah, I honestly, it is one of my favorite scenes.
Really powerful
in the whole show.
Really powerful scene. Really powerful editing that they did there. He basically friend zones her after that.
Oh my God. And how petty she is with that is my favorite. It was so fun to watch her be petty.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. She was like challenging him and calling his bluff on being friends and staying over his house and stuff. He loved it. He loved her being there. Something that stuck out to me, and I'll remember it forever, is when she leaves in episode 10, she leaves the house finally. He tells her, if you leave now, you can still catch the bus. And he gives her the bus number and tells her not to walk home because it's already dark outside, it's late. And she goes outside, and he immediately turns on all the exterior lights for her on the house and then rushes to the window to see her walk down the street and make sure that she's okay. I lost it. I lost it. It was so cute. It's like these little tiny moments that
the little things.
Yeah.
Like when he's like, she's like, I'm going to stay longer. And he's like, I have nothing to do today. And then his person calls him. He's like, you have an interview you have to go to. And he's like, cancel it right now. He's like, nope, nothing to do. Nothing. Because he just wants to spend time with her. But they're both so, I don't even know, guarded. They just, they don't want to get hurt again.
Yeah.
But they just don't want to admit that they still have those feelings.
Absolutely.
It takes like a really big push for them to finally do that.
And I think also they just don't want to be the first to admit it. That's why neither of them are ready to take that step in that, in that point. So yeah.
Yeah, like he just is so whipped for her.
So whipped.
So whipped.
I will say this show does something that I really, really appreciated with like NJ's character. Because we've talked about like our main, but like specifically with her.
Yeah, the K-pop star that's in the show
K-pop
as well.
star. The thing that I really enjoyed was, I think, episode 10. I'm just checking. Yeah, episode 10 is when, like, obviously they have this rumor that, you know, he's dating her and they have like this scandal and whatnot. And that kind of shakes Yeon-soo a little bit because she's like, oh, there is other people that really appreciate him and see him for what he is. But what I appreciated was the scene that, so she's in his house and NJ kind of comes over and they have this conversation, and you think she's gonna say, yeah, you think she, like, NJ's gonna say that they're dating, that she could just lay back on that. And then you see, you know, in the epilogue or a little bit later, you see her saying, that's what I thought I wanted to say, but I'm not going to say that because that's giving him, like, he would love for us to be fighting about him, and that's not what we're gonna do. Like, let's not fight about him. And I really, really appreciated that, because that could have gone in such a different direction.
NJ was like being the bigger person at every step of the way.
Yeah.
And being
it was
truthful.
Nice to see.
Yeah.
First, it was a little blunt. Like, at first, she was just a very blunt character. I'll never forget her introduction where she's like, I'm used to being, everyone being excited when I show up unannounced.
Yeah, because she came to his house.
First for me. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know, but we can appreciate someone that, can be honest in the end and get some character development.
Yeah. I also like the scene where she has that boot camp for the malicious commenters.
That was a beautiful, like, just seeing all of that, because we get to see a side of her we never saw.
All these people trying to get out of charges. In Korea it's illegal to post malicious comments about celebrities. They will take legal action against you. And she was like, oh well, maybe if I rub elbows with these people and they see that I'm like a genuine person and we do some like community service together, they will learn the error of their ways and I can drop the charges and, spare them, give them some rehab, basically. Character building rehab. And it was not what she intended. Like, they were not learning from their mistakes. They were still really awful. And I love that she's like, well, prepare to be sued. Like, oh, well.
I didn't mean beautiful in that way. I meant like the fact that she, it's hard to know that like these people aren't going to change, but I think she really needed to see that, because otherwise she'd be thinking, oh, well, if they just met me, they'd like me. But that's just not the case. Not everyone's going to like you. And I think she needed to see that, but it was nice of her to like stand her ground, but also got to see that character depth of her.
Absolutely. She's vicious and I was all for it. Because I was like, why give them even a shot? Like, just sue their asses. That's me personally. But anyway, especially if I had like an agency that was footing the bill, just sue them. What's that got to do with the price of tea? So he runs into the grandma and she gives him a little spiel of, don't blame my Yeon-soo, like if she's cruel or selfish or she's mean to you. Our family was poor. My family was poor. So I taught her to be selfish. And his response like threw me. I had to pause the show. He said, she's so brilliant. It's like I don't deserve her. Like, if it's not that, I don't want it. He is so sweet on her. Yeah.
He loves her so much.
I know. And this is the episode where they finally just lay it all on the table. She says, I can't be friends with you. Like, we're not going to do that. And he says, I really miss you, Kukun-soo. I always missed you. When you came back into my life, I kept feeling angry for some reason, even though you were finally back. I resented you so much, but I think I know the reason now. I guess it was because I wanted to see you love me. I wanted to see you love only me. Keep loving me. Don't let me go. Keep loving me. I beg you. Oh my God.
Smitten. He's smitten.
This is episode 11.
Yes.
And also, can we just touch on the fact that this show does something really well, and that is like symbolism. And they kind of tell his story through like the little dog from the corner shop and
Mhm.
how the dog never wanted to go outside or
Outside.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
And I thought personally that was really great symbolism for him, because he then goes back and he sees that the dog just needed time to grow, and that's exactly what he needs. He just needs like a little bit of courage to kind of,
Mm.
reach out for what he wants. So
Mhm.
I thought that was, really, really well done for episode 11. And obviously that's the episode that we also get some of his background
Abandonment.
story.
Yeah.
Abandonment. And like it
Mhm.
really hits her why the breakup truly tore into him, and
Mhm.
why he needs to be constantly reminded that people are there, so to speak.
Mm. Yeah. In episode 12, which is called Begin Again, which Begin Again, like, if you actually watch these movies, you're kind of like, this has nothing. This doesn't really, they just like the title. So anyway, Begin Again. I love the moment when he kisses her on the floor in the street, which, ew, number one, and aw, number two, because I love how we see all of their past kisses again. Really tender moment where she is trying to comfort him. He's having like a little breakdown in the street and finally telling her that, he was abandoned as a child and he's had nightmares, ever since he was a child about this abandonment. And I love when they're back at his house. She says she doesn't know how to comfort him. She's like, I don't know how to make you feel any better. But he says she's doing it right now. She's helping him right now, just being with him and listening to him. And it's such a picture of intimacy between them because his head is on her lap, their hands are entwined, and she's stroking his head almost like a mother would. Like, she's very kind of motherly to him in a couple of moments in the show, and it's super, super intimate. I love this picture of them. And this is when he says, like, I can't sleep usually because he's been struggling with insomnia the whole show, except when she's by his side, which I think bothered the MDL reviewer. But, she's this source of comfort for him.
It's not just
doesn't
that as
mean
well.
that he's codependent on her.
Uh-huh.
No, it's just that he feels safe. He feels safe to be able to fall. Like, when we sleep, it's when we're our most vulnerable. So, obviously, if you're surrounded by somebody who you trust completely and you feel safe with, sleeping's going to be much easier.
Mhm.
So, I understand where they come from. And like that is what happens in a relationship in general. Like in real life, you're going to feel way safer sleeping next to the person you love and you find comfort in and you find safety in than you are sleeping by yourself. I think it just makes sense. Like, I don't understand where that comment was coming from. It just made sense.
I agree.
Yeah. I love this episode because he couldn't wait for their weekend date. So he shows up on her walkthrough of this Seaside Convention Center, this art center. I don't even know what it is. But her face when she sees him and then him like turning around, he was hiding. He was so cute. And then he like kind of turns around and you see his sheepish face and the slow-mo walk over. Choi Woo-shik looks really good. In my notes, I have whew, in all caps, like the two corn dogs scene.
That's my favorite.
It's so cute because I think she kisses him on the cheek and he's like holding two corn dogs, one in each hand. And he asks her to hold a corn dog. He's like, hey, like hold a corn dog. I'm like dying to like hold you right now, basically. And she's like,
No.
She playfully says no. So he transfers one corn dog to the other hand and grabs her by the waist with his free hand and pulls her in for a kiss. And I just think it's, again, like, sue me. It's really cute.
He's a romantic.
I know. I can't.
It's just life. Like,
I know.
they're just living their life.
Mm-hmm. She tries to change for him, I think, in the next episode, which is the Love Actually episode. She does all these things to, like, spice up their relationship, change her personality, be different, so that they won't keep fighting like they did before, which initiated their ultimate breakup. She's wearing cutesy clothes, laughing at everything he says, which doesn't make sense. And it's this very shallow idea of love that her coworker gave to her because the coworker's younger. And she's like, yeah, this is what I do to like hang on to a man. And the female lead is self-aware. She says like, I nag you a lot. And we know each other really well. I don't want it to be boring or predictable being together.
But sometimes relationships are boring and predictable. That's the whole point. And I think she learns that, obviously, because he's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, what the hell are you doing? What's going on? What's this character that you're doing? And he responds to her, but that person doesn't know you. There are so many people like you who are always different each time. You always feel new and different. You're different from when I saw you yesterday. And I'm like, oh my God, just stop. It's too much. It's like a sack of puppies. Just cuteness overload. He says, I like you for who you are. I know. I like that you always have new things to nag about.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. Yeah. Do you guys have
really
any other
are.
favorite moments or things that you want to chat about before I get to the second male lead?
I think I talked about them all.
Yeah, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover.
I don't necessarily like the cliched, like in the final 2 episodes, like the grandmother gets sick on the night of his exhibition.
Hate that.
Oh my God, with the art gallery, I hated that. They have a 2-year time jump. Is it necessary? No. But there is a standard happy ending. And then I think they get greenlit for another documentary about their married life, which who is not going to press play on that if it was like a real thing?
True.
What did you guys think of the second male lead? And did you have any complaints about him? Because I felt like he was the weakest link of the whole show.
I agree. Like
He annoyed
this
me.
time
Ooh.
around, I was just like, I don't really care. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry that you have a sappy, sad story. I'm really sorry that you keep comparing, like you have an inferiority complex, because I think that's what he had. This man, our male lead, like he treats you like a brother. Like literally, he shares everything with you. And I can also kind of understand where this guy was coming from, because he was like, well, yeah, he shares it with me, but it's never truly mine. But the male lead just like openly shares stuff with him.
He's
like
very
even
giving.
his parents, he's
Yeah.
so giving. It's like how can you sort of, and he never really hates on him or anything like that. But I just found him, I don't know. I could take him or leave him if that makes sense. Like he does nothing for me in the show.
He's just pining for his best friend's girlfriend / ex-girlfriend. And I understand, he probably feels guilty about it, but like at a point it just gets really, I didn't enjoy watching his scenes because it's like, dude, just get over it.
Yeah.
Like I can't handle this right now. Like
It's so tedious to watch the second male lead, especially on this rewatch. I was like, ooh, I am not jiving with this man at all. I thought there was something annoying about the way that Kim Sung-chul played it. I thought he had zero personality. There was nothing there at all. And they sort of like write it in a little bit that both the second male lead and the male lead, Chaeung, are like very similar in that they both are kind of stoic. They're not kind of active participants in life and all this stuff. Once he gets a girlfriend, which is Yeon-soo, the female lead, like they diverge. They have totally different ways of going about life. And I just didn't like at all the way that Jiyoung was constantly stuck being in love with the female lead.
plot twist.
A plot twist. In love with the male lead. That would have been a great oh my God.
That would have been a really great
That
plot
would have been a
twist.
great plot twist if he was actually in love with Chaeung. But they have all of these moments that I thought deepened their relationship between the boys, which is really unusual for male relationships, I thought, where almost like a Love and Basketball kind of. Have you guys seen that movie? No? Love and Basketball?
I haven't.
No.
Okay. Well, you would love Love and Basketball, Becky.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll write it down right now.
Yes, you would definitely enjoy Love and Basketball. But anyway, that's a throwback sports romance from like the late 90s, I think. But anyway, that in that sense where these two people are neighbors in this show, Taewoong, the male lead, just like inherently knows when he needs to chat, when Jeong like needs a buddy to hear him out. And they have like this montage scene of him sleeping over, them chatting into the night and them like giggling and like just having this really deep relationship that I thought wasn't so deep in execution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole time, I mean, he's stuck in the past. Just, I don't even know if I'd call it love or like admiration. It's just a weird pining that he just wants, I don't even know what he wants, but it's annoying.
Yeah, like I don't get it. I don't get it. After all of these years, you're saying you haven't gotten over this girl. And the fact that Yeon-soo has absolutely no clue that this man is head over heels in love with her or like obsessed with her, also baffling to me. I think it just shows that she's so selfish. She only sees herself and what she cares about.
She's clueless.
She's
Yeah.
fucking clueless.
She's clueless.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense how she can't pick that up. Especially that scene when she goes to see some of the footage at night in the editing room and he's kind of like, he's just like a vibrating like presence. And she is so obsessed with herself. She's very self-absorbed. They go to eat afterwards and she's like, why don't you look at me? And my man's is struggling because he knows there's no shot. He has no shot with her. She has no clue that he has feelings for her.
No
It's
clue.
gut-wrenching for the second male lead, but also what is going on in her head that she can't pick none of this up?
She is very self-absorbed. She's like,
I mean,
she
flawed.
can only
They are
see what's
flawed
right there.
characters.
But Taewoong, the male lead, does pick it up. He watches a little bit of that footage that the second male lead has edited, and he's like, oh shit, my best friend is in love with my girl.
Mm-hmm.
He picks it up immediately.
That's true.
So they have like this weird, deep relationship. When you see them in the same room together, you're like, but actually, like, where is it? They can talk deep into the night and like have little sleepovers, and they've been in each other's lives and they share a set of parents basically. But there's such a chasm between them. It just felt weird.
Yeah.
And the second male lead just seemed so obtuse again about his coworker, the female editor, like also having like a deep crush on him.
Yeah, it's almost interesting because, like, you know, she is clueless, but so is he.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's going on there?
I don't know. It's just, and then, I don't know. It was just very annoying. I was more interested in his relationship to the male lead's family and how, you know, that was very sacred, but also he felt like it was borrowed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
he
don't
never
really
felt like
unpack
it was
that.
his. No.
So I feel like I had so many more issues with the second male lead this time around than I did the
Me
first
too.
time around. Anyway, he finally draws her. The male lead finally
Yeah,
draws
That
her.
was
does.
so.
He
That was
does.
At the end of the
beautiful.
show. Yeah.
It was so nice to see that.
I know.
Because it meant so much to see that.
It did.
It did.
I did enjoy the fact that they get married, but we don't see them getting married.
Mm-hmm.
It just sort of happens. I do actually kind of enjoy that in the grand scheme of this drama, because this drama is not about those big events. It's all about the small little things
The
that add
everyday.
up to a relationship. It's the everyday. So yeah, I really actually appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because things always just happen in their life. It's just almost so like their wedding just happening and us not seeing it. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. But that's the end of my notes. I don't really have anything else to add to Our Beloved Summer. It was a nice, pleasant watch. I watched it like 1 or 2 episodes a day until I was done.
Same.
Nice.
Well, actually, I binged a lot of it
Oh.
yesterday. I did binge.
You guys, I have a confession to make.
Oh.
Oh.
In my rewatch, I did not get very far. I didn't.
Oh,
this is
whatever.
all muscle. This was all memory. When I say I didn't get very far, I think I got to episode 3, but I remember so much of it.
But you've rewatched it many times already.
5 times.
This was
I
the first
have,
time
so-
I've rewatched it, so I really needed
Yes,
the
the
refresher.
first time.
Hard.
Yes, the
I
first time
tried.
I've rewatched it.
I watched it in dub because I was trying to
Dub?
like get
No.
other stuff. Listen, I
Bitch.
regret. I regret it, but I had so much other, like, I was like, I can't, but also I don't want, because so first of all, it's terrible because all of the male voices sound the same. Every single, like our male lead's talking to his best friend. He's like, hey man, what's going on? I don't know, man, not much. And I'm like, oh, you guys are the same person, and I'm going to scream. But then I tried watching it sped up because I thought that would be helpful, not in dub, but then that was just really not. So that's my confession. I did rewatch it, but I've watched it way too many times to a point where it's just like,
Becky, no one's gonna come for you with a pitchfork over this. It's fine.
No.
It's fine.
No.
But
You're fine.
I still love the drama. I just definitely think, I don't. The second male lead, as soon as I saw him on the screen and he paused the video and he's just looking at her, I'm like,
under the hood.
Go away.
Yeah.
Like, why are you even admiring her like that? Like, you guys don't even have any type of, what she said hi to you once. I can't. But I still like the drama a lot.
All right.
But also, this is me just telling everyone, don't ever watch a show in dub.
Don't watch a show in dub,
even
please.
if you have to multitask, even if you have like other don't do it.
Don't do that to the drama.
It'll ruin your life.
I thought that was kind of engraved in people not to watch stuff in dub.
Okay, my attention span when it comes to, like, I've been watching Prisoner of Beauty, and that's like really, like action high. So when it comes to like slower shows, I still haven't checked out The Best Thing. I still haven't checked out any of like the slower slice of life dramas because I just can't. I have to be multitasking, or it has to be super riveting for me to pay attention to it, which means I need to fix my attention span.
But
that's
convinced
another thing
that we all need to fix our attention spans. We're all screwed because of social media and scrolling on TikTok and like double timing everything we watch.
Scrolling. My God, dumb scrolling.
All right.
Well,
Anyway, we'll continue this offline. Thank you so much for coming on the show and for talking about Our Beloved Summer and rewatching 3 episodes, Becky. I really appreciate it.
Shush. I knew you were going to come for me. You said you weren't going to judge me.
I'm not
could have just
judging
faked
you.
it. I could have faked it all. But I appreciate you guys, and I wanted to be honest
I'm
because I
super
love and care
honest
for you.
when I can't rewatch a show or I rewatch it on double time or what have you.
It's just hard.
It's difficult.
Jess doesn't care. Jess
I don't give a
is like,
shit.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Jess doesn't care. Also, this is not her being. You should see when she gets judgy.
Yes.
This is definitely
I'm a little
not
more
her being
biting.
judgy.
No, I'm being really
yeah.
playful and facetious.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Becky, where can people find you online?
Oh gosh. So I have a TikTok and Instagram, Don't Sue Rebecca, and I have a podcast that has been on hiatus accidentally for 8 months called Drama Detours. But if you want to check it out, you can.
Liliana, where can we find you online?
So you can find Tea and Soju podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. And then for the socials, it's Tea and Soju Pod, all one word, on, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. I think that's it.
Thank you guys. Thanks again for going down memory lane with me, Our Beloved Summer. That's been our show. I'm Jessica, and this has been the Daebak K-Rambles Podcast.